just light every corner.
Mayegun don come,
Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get it higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you ladder.
Mayegun don come,
My people make we shout.
Mayegun don come,
Mayegun don come, man of the masses.
Mayegun don come,
Mayegun diary political.
Mayegun don come,
This one not they off in mind.
Mayegun don come,
Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man pikin dey the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don come. So my people make you ladder.
Mayegun don come,
My people make you shout.
Mayegun don come,
Mayegun don come, man of the masses.
Mayegun don come,
Mayegun diary politics. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Hello there.
Làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará yìí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Good afternoon to you, good evening to you, and good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́.
Thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Mayegun diary, Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun là.
Let me give you this little start. In Nigeria today, as at this hour, there are 133 million Nigerians living in extreme poverty. Fact. In Nigeria of today, about 88 million of them are currently unemployed, something they put at 44% of the population. Fact. Also, today, as of today rather, 22 million school children who are supposed to be in school are currently out of school. That's another fact. And the last one, which is also a fact, is that by the time that Bukwari will be off the scene, Nigeria will be in debt of 77 trillion naira. That is also a fact. Share this broadcast.
Mayegun today,
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Mayegun today,
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Mayegun today,
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Mayegun
Something happened in Ojota today. I am going to share that with you as well.
Nàkówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn láti.
Mayegun today,
Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gbà ìbá.
Excuse me.
Mayegun máa wí.
And also, the big elephant in the room is the less torchlight or beam light on Atiku. The report out there is that Atiku is also not different from Kolu. Is also suffering from this, God knows, old age medical problems that would have to be taken care of outside Nigeria as well. But as if that is not enough, somebody who claimed to be one of Atiku's aide have started opening the can of worms, including Atiku's recorded phone calls. I'm going to share that with you as well tonight, if you have the time. We shall also spend a time or a moment listening to the town hall conversation where Obi and his vice were actually, held in a town hall meeting, should I say, where real questions were asked and some answers were given too, something for the perspective, as well as what happened in Asaba, the same thing that happened in Warri, all in the political scene or at the political scene today shall be touched before we all call it a night. So share this broadcast, invite those you think should be here, and we're going to start in a moment. Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, something happened today in Lagos. And I choose to start from there because I would have dedicated a whole night treating this. And of course, I hope this will never happen again. It was bad enough that Yorubas in Yoruba land have been dragged into the basket of the Nigeria, what do you call it, a stereotyping political space today. Unfortunately, we are no longer allowed to even gather as Yorubas, expressing ourselves peacefully in any part of Yoruba land, as they are now turning us into endangered species for even professing that we are Yorubas who want to be on our own. Now, I am somebody who is always against every injustice, no matter who is the victim. You know what happened in Lagos today? There is this ongoing, Yoruba Nation rallies. Many of you have been seeing them, and then a majority of their outings have always been very peaceful. Even if you see those who actually feel irritated by them, there has never been any report of them causing any roadblock or causing any kind of a disruption into any public activity. There has never been any. Of course, the young people who are now out there, right, waving the flag, clamoring and asking for the Yoruba nation, at least for the world to know. They have now been, eventually categorized or probably like drafted into that bracket of the endangered people, which should be concerning. And then what happened today was that before December, we have been trying to explain to people, our people, that it is your legitimate right, even though the fraudulent constitution they have in Nigeria, which had nobody's consent from the word go, right, is not acknowledging that. But it is still your own, inalienable right to advocate for self-determination, peacefully, of course. But protests, rallies, and then, including petitions, they are only meant for awareness and calling attention and the rest of that. None of this is ever going to give us a Yoruba nation. There is more, or there are more that should have been done even before now. So we're battling this issue of they are declaring or they are not declaring. It was a big thing. I did several series on that too. And the attempt then was to educate the mind of the people that, listen, you cannot in any way declare your own nation while those who are telling you that they are making those declarations are not even in Nigeria or in Yoruba land. So because of this, if you make such attempt, you are automatically giving Nigeria and their killer men called the security men, you are giving them the license to kill you. I said this, but many people, not many, a bit of some people actually they felt bad about it. They thought this was, all about competing who is this or that in all of this. But the fact is, those who claimed that they were going to lead them to declare Yoruba nation by December 31st, they have already riled the base of young people who are really, really committed, right? Loyal to this. But unfortunately, mostly misguided. So, last night, right, which should have been a week after the due date. So before now, they have been sending different threats to themselves, different groups, this, that, and all of that, behind the scene. But rallies are peaceful association are meant to be your right. But does Nigeria allow that? Of course not. But last night, there was this broadcast that was sent to people, and it was coming from a quarter, an unexpected one, but it did come out to ask people to come out today, okay, in Lagos. Gather together, show the world in your millions that we are done with Nigeria and we want our nation and all that. Listen to this voice. It's in Yoruba.
ẹ̀yin bàbá mi, ẹ̀yin màmá mi, orúkọ mi ni Sunday Adéyẹmọ tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Sunday Igboho. Mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbà, mo kẹ́yin brother, mo kẹ́yin sister mi. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́. Ọlọ́run bá tó láyé tọ́lọ́run yóò dáàbò gbogbo wa, yóò dẹ̀ gbé wa délẹ̀ lérí. Mo fẹ́ kí gbogbo wa kẹ́ jẹ́ kí a jáde ká túyàyà ní ọ̀la ọjọ́ Monday on the 9 January 2023. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ jẹ́ ká jáde síta ní ìlú Èkó, ká jáde gidi gan, ká túyàyà ká béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba Nàìjíríà, ká pariwo, ká sí protest yẹn, ká jáde tán bá ṣe ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ tí gbogbo àgbáyé fi mọ nǹkan tí ń ṣẹlẹ̀, tí wọ́n fi mọ̀ pé àwọn kan ń bẹ tó ń jẹ Yorùbá tó ń fẹ́ kúrò lábẹ́ ìjọba Nàìjíríà. Ọlọ́run níjọ́ rẹ̀ wá o. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ jẹ́ ká jáde bá ṣe ń jáde tẹ́lẹ̀ yẹn, kérò jáde tán ká pariwo. So eléyìí yóò jẹ́ kí gbogbo àgbáyé kan lè rí wa, kan lè mọ̀ pé yes, àwọn kan ń bẹ tó ń jẹ́ Yorùbá tí ìjọba Nàìjíríà ń fìyà jẹ, tí wọ́n láwọn ò fẹ́ bá ìjọba Nàìjíríà ṣe mọ́, wọn ò lè ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Ní nǹkan kan Ọlọ́run la ní, níbọn àládàá. So ariwo tá a bá ń pa yìí, mo mọ̀ pé Olúwa ó gbọ́ ariwo wa, yóò sì gbọ́ àròyé wa, yóò sì jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn àgbáyé kó lè ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kójú tì wá o. Orúkọ mi ni Adéyẹmọ Sunday tí gbogbo yín mọ̀ sí Sunday Igboho. Mo rọ̀ yín, ẹ dákun, ẹni tí mo bá ṣẹ̀ tínú bá ń bí, ẹ dáríjì mí, ẹ má wo tèmi o. Tàwọn ọmọ wa tí ń bọ̀, tọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn ọmọ wa tí ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn, òun ni kẹ́ wo. Ẹ má wo pé ọjọ́ orí mi kéré, ẹ má wo pé ta leléyìí tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ẹ má fi gbogbo tẹ bá rí, tẹ bá rò pé ń bí yín nínú sí mi, ẹ foríjì mí, ẹ ṣáà jẹ́ ká jáde, ẹ má jẹ́ kó sú wa, ẹ má jẹ́ kójú tì wá, ẹ má jẹ́ kí ọ̀tá ó yọ̀ wá, ẹ dákun, mo fọlọ́ ń bẹ̀ yín, ẹ jẹ́ ká jáde bá ṣe máa ń jáde, ká jáde tán bàbá ṣe ń jáde láyọ̀, a máa wọlé láyọ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run. A máa bẹ̀rẹ̀, mo fẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí títí tá a fi gbẹ̀tọ́ wa, kò ní rẹ̀ wá. Bá ṣe máa jáde every day nìyẹn, níjojúmọ́ la máa jáde báyẹn títí tá a fi gbẹ̀tọ́ wa, táwọn àgbáyé yóò fi bá wa dá sí, ojú òní tiwa. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
Olóyè Sunday Igboho sending his voice to all of the platforms that could use the voice, calling on everybody that from today, every day, they must be coming out peacefully. It didn't call for war, by the way. but coming out until the whole world will come and help Yorubas to gain independence. And when I raised that alarm of so many things that some of you, especially some of you back in Yoruba land, some of you watching me right now, I really do wish that there could be this real picture, not words, pictures, to show you what is going on behind the scene and how much of you they will need to validate what they actually intend to do, disruption, crisis, and here and there. Unfortunately, without any sort of a base or backing or preparation, people actually came out today in Ojota again, peacefully. No fight, no nothing, and all that. But remember, at this point, just before now, just like all of us have been following, they will declare Yoruba Nation by 31st. After that, they will take over the Third Mainland Bridge. They will take over the airport. They will take over the port. They will take over Herod. And there, these are the things that are being shared and told young people in different platforms, beyond just saying, we want Yoruba Nation, right? Well, people came out peacefully, and you can listen to their conversation. So,
close to yourself. A very good morning to every one of you, home and abroad. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá líle lóko lẹ́yìn odi, àṣẹ mega rally wa, mega super mega rally wa, òun ni ẹ ti wò ní ìlú Èkó ní Ọjọ́ta. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run wípé a dá ọjọ́ pé a dá ọjọ́ náà dẹ̀ kò a ti wà nílùú Èkó sí. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé a wá béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa ni ẹ̀tọ́ wa la wá béèrè fún. Àwa àbátìjà wa ọmọlúwàbí ni wá, à ń ṣe jàgídíjàgan. So a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run wípé a mú ọjọ́ náà dẹ̀ kò. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé lóko, tẹ́ wà ní ojú ọ̀nà, ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní Ọjọ́ta. A wà ní Ọjọ́ta, ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Ọmọ Yorùbá ni wá, ẹ̀tọ́ wa la wá béèrè fún. Òmìnira àkókò dẹ̀ ti wá tó láti pé ká jáde kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Ká jáde kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà, ẹ̀tọ́ wa la wá béèrè fún. Ẹ̀tọ́ wa la wá béèrè fún o. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé a wà, àti péjọ síbí. Ẹ tẹ́ wà lójú ọ̀nà, ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. We are asking for self-determination. À ń ṣe àdàlúrú, kì í ṣe apààyàn. Ẹ̀tọ́ wa la wá béèrè fún. Àwa béèrè fún ẹ̀tọ́ wa ní àkókò dẹ̀ tí wá tó kí ìjọba Nàìjíríà kó fún Yorùbá ní òmìnira. Àkókò ti tó láti pé kó fún wa ní òmìnira. Tó bá fún wa ní òmìnira, àwa ò ní wọlé. Ẹ máa rí wa ní gbogbo state.
which is normal, peaceful. You know what I mean? People can stage what is called sit out. I'll give you an example. Here in Glasgow, when you go to some of our major hospitals, right? Outside the hospitals, you will see people in the cold, freezing cold. When it is raining, they will sit just opposite the hospital, protesting against abortion or something else in the health sector. But Nigeria is hostile to us, and we know. And even those who are supposed to keep us safe, protected, they are ready to sacrifice us or feed us to the wolves. So therefore, the fight should become not physical, but mostly mental. Ìyẹn ni Yorùbá ń pè ní ọgbọ́n ojú agbára lọ. They are waiting for a moment that they will start killing us. I've said this many times. They are waiting for a moment that they will have an excuse to start killing Yorubas for standing up or asking peacefully for self-determination. So when a strategy that could eventually, right, snowball into a serious violence, which is exactly where it's going to get to eventually. This is 2023, Abi. It is what it's going to lead to, right? When you continue to make yourself the what do you call it? The prey of the predators, putting the mark behind your back without any solid base of pushing back, it is called counterproductive. As usual, the bloody criminal Nigeria police, they felt offended by that gathering. And guess what? They started shooting them. There was no fight, there was no complaint of them disrupting traffic or anything. They were gathering on the side and the police started shooting them from far.
The few pass, so nobody feel pass, everywhere just stand still. You know, if you go Ojota is bloody like this. OPC versus policeman, who go win this battle? Now today I know say film where they do now real thing, you know, that they shoot person, gun no penetrate, you know, enter, and they carry knife, they shoot police. As police they shoot them, close contact, gun no penetrate you, just do. Like seriously. You know, if you go Ojota now, yeah, I really show.
That was somebody witnessing from far, a distance. But there was somebody who was like, kind of a little bit closer, who shot this one.
This is a video of Ikorodu Road. This is Ojota Kasi. Ojota bus stop. There is a standstill of every vehicle. They say a lot of boys are fighting for Yoruba nation. The whole road is blocked. Everywhere is blocked. They are burning a lot of cars. They say they are burning a lot of cars coming from Ikorodu Road. In fact, a lot of RRS are using leg to move towards.
Now, that is another one, right? But here is the real one for somebody who was part of the Yorubas, young Yorubas who gathered at Ojota today and got attacked by the Nigerian police and 2 people got killed. Please, viewer discretion is advised for this clip, okay? Which could be a little bit distressful for some people. I'll do my best to quickly cut off anywhere that I believe is more distressful somehow. But the moment the shooting really got intensified, at that point, bullets started flying and bodies started falling. This guy captured that in that moment.
South Igbo ló sọ wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn, wọ́n ti pa méjì nínú àwọn èèyàn mi o, wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa ẹ ṣá ti rí, wọ́n ti pa méjì nínú àwọn èèyàn wa o, ṣé ti rí òun lélẹ́yìí o, wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o, straight bullet ẹ ojú ń bóyá pọ́n Ọlọ́run ló pa wá, straight bullet náà yín o, wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o ẹ ṣá ti rí mọ́tò yà máa sún ni òun láti ń sún yẹn ẹ ti rí wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o, wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o, ìkọ́lé eléyìí o. Ìkọ́lélẹ̀ wọ́n ti pélé yo ṣẹ́rí wọ́n ti pa àwọn location fún wọn náà wọ́n ti pa o ogun ti dé lẹ́ Yorùbá kẹ́ máa gbọ́ o ogun ti dé o wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa Lagos State o Ìgbòho ṣà Ṣóńgbó Àrólé Àbátẹ́ńtẹ́l Bánjí Akíntóyè ẹ̀yin lè wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o gbogbo abẹ́sílẹ̀ lọ sí ibà wọ́n la máa ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o ṣẹ́tìrì wọ́n la máa ṣẹlẹ̀ wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa o. Station yà máa sùn. Àtàkì wo, a máa sùn station táwa yìí, a máa sùn, wọ́n ti pa àwọn èèyàn wa.
So they shot at them. I mean, peaceful people, peaceful gathering. And the police went there with live ammunitions, live bullets. What was their intention? To kill them. And that's exactly what they did. And in that rage, in that anger, the young people reacted. So it became more bloody. That, well, the burning was also real. The arson, the anarchy, which lasted few hours. So this happened. And this.
Go. Shit. Oh boy.
So at the end of the day, what will happen is that the young people in Yoruba land, they are going to be pushed as well, okay? Because this is exactly what they want done. And this is what we are saying, that, you know, if we have any fight in us, it will start with those that are holding us for Nigeria. Lagos State is Yoruba land. So are many other states in Yoruba land as well, where all of them are hostile to the young people and the old people as well, the Yorubas, home and abroad, asking that the Yorubas part of Nigeria of today would need to be renegotiated as Yorubas want to leave. Now, this has become something that those who are more hostile to us, those who are supposed to keep us safe, in Yoruba land, those people were not gathering somewhere in Kaduna. They are not gathering somewhere in Owerri. They gathered in Lagos, but they are endangered. So if people say, oh, we need to continue to go out there and do all of this, what they are not telling you is that it is just a certain stage for what is still to come. Many of you are going to be radicalized this way. You're going to lose your friends. They're going to jail some of you. And at the end of the day, you realize that those who are nudging you on, they actually have no resources to really back you up. They are actually going to milk it, build on the misery that they will lead you into. That's what I was saying the other time. I believe that it's actually out of hand already. Yeah, it's already out of hand. When people get killed for what they believe in, it becomes something else. That those who even bring the idea, they are likely not going to be able to control the spillover of what is still about to come. We'll continue to do our best to enlighten the young people and tell you that to get your own country, okay? The first thing comes from controlling that your country, okay? Those who have the interest of Yoruba at heart, the real people who want to claim Yoruba and then want to get us out of this mess, right? They must first start, right, from dismantling the Nigeria agents who are also Yorubas. Your governors are Yorubas. Your your assembly and the rest of them are Yorubas. Your senators are Yorubas. The rest of the elite who are actually pro-Nigeria, they are Yorubas. The moment you neutralize them, right, even Nigeria will take us serious. And that is why we are saying that if a strategy that will set us up into a sort of a radicalization, which indeed is just going to contribute to more, further contribute to the worsening situation that our people are already in. Something that a lot of people would have to speak out. Did you hear the young man there saying, Oloye Sunday Igboho, Baba Akintoye, Baba 1010, this or that. You are the one who sent us out. Oh, they are killing us now. These people have nothing to do. They can't save you. They can't protect you. None of them can. If you actually can think very well, because there is no resources, there is no real base to keep you away or save you from any harm's way. And I wish that this will never happen again. I really do wish and hope. So my condolences to the families of those who are going to be grieving right now. We have heard that 4 people have also been arrested by this murderous Nigerian police. They have been taken away, and we hope that Ilano Odua and the rest of all their leaders, they will actually work on getting them out as soon as possible. Because, listen, if anybody is going to send you out to go and fight for something, they must be able either to lead you or have something that keeps you away from harm's way. In my view, that is what is called a leadership. Okay? It is not do as I say. It is do as I do. That's what I call leadership. Now, let's go on now a moment, to Atiku scandal. Listen to this guy, which is the writer of this chart. The guy who said he's a former aide to Atiku, the scandal.
My name is Michael Achumugu, former media aide and facilitator to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. I'm here to issue a very firm note of warning to his spokespersons and aides. I was there before some of you, and I'm more competent and meticulous than the most of you. This series is a battle for the redemption of the soul of Nigeria. It's nothing personal. And this is why, out of respect for the cordial relationship I used to have with His Excellency, I am holding and will continue to hold back evidences that are capable of tearing the very fabric of this nation. Things that the Waziri himself has said, plans that he has had that will be detrimental to the well-being of Nigerians. I'll hold back most of those things and only speak to Nigerians about the things that can guide them, help them understand why they should not vote for Atiku for president of Nigeria. If any one of you, however, comes at me, defames my character, then there will be the greatest unleashing of evidence Nigeria has ever witnessed since 1960. Of course, I know that attempts will be made on my life. You can kill me. It's all good. But Nigeria is more important than one person, than this individual. And this is why my lawyers have been well briefed. In the event of my death, if anything touches a strand of hair on my body, then my lawyers will unleash everything in my arsenal. Do not aggravate issues for Atiku by aggravating me. I have thought about this long and hard before I decided to speak up. I've been silent for a long time, but I have children. All of my viewers have children. You have families that will be affected if you make the wrong choice in 2023. In all good conscience, I will not sit back and let this happen without speaking about what I know. I will once again say to Nigerians that as you watch and listen to the sequels to this first episode, make decisions that will be good for you, your family, and the future of this country. Alhaji Atiku Abubakar is not that person to vote for. And I say this because I know it. Thank you.
All right. That young man, released a statement which you just listened to. But it didn't stop there. Okay? Nothing really that he says that is in any way new. But it seems that being an in-house person, and what he is privy to, which I believe is actually so little to what Atiku is really involved in, then this is valid. Okay? Currently, Atiku is in London, where, according to him, it is the UK government that invited him to come for God knows what. And then others says that Atiku, who has been in Dubai since December, is not also medically okay. He is in London for medical treatment before coming back for the last lap of his political campaign in Nigeria. So this young man who said he worked for Atiku didn't just say what he had to say. He actually released what is meant to be Atiku's phone conversation. I mean, listen to this.
On the 13th of June 2018, there were serious corruption allegations flying all over social media about 100 million naira bribe that had been given to Atiku Abubakar by the then Plateau State Governor Joshua Dare. By the direct personal admission of the governor, he had given 100 million naira to Atiku. For this reason, the governor was found guilty and was sentenced to jail time. I needed to know what the truth about the allegation was before proceeding to plan a defense strategy. And so I reached out to my then principal, Atiku Abubakar, via email, asking him, the details of the issue and how to proceed. And so he had told me that in his reply that, that money had been paid into an SPV. I didn't know what an SPV was, so I asked him. And so he gave a brief description, but since it was obvious I wasn't quite, I didn't have clarity, he put a call through to me on that same day. On my blog, you'd find the phone number that he had used to call me on that day and the number I was also using by which I had received that call that day. And in his call, in our conversation, he admitted to having advised his then boss, President Olusegun Obasanjo, against what he called open corruption, stating that he practiced corruption by stealth or corruption by SPV, if you will. Went on to explain in further strategy meetings that through those SPVs he, Atiku Abubakar, had set up. Don't forget that he was in charge of the economy, and every monetary transactions had to pass through him, and they had used those SPVs, to fleece Nigerians, using those monies for private businesses, to settle their friends and political issues as well. That particular conversation gave me a little insight into the truth about my boss, my then boss, and all of the corruption allegations against him. It also opened my mind to the knowledge that the reason he's always been confident in defending himself, in allegations of SPV by telling Nigerians, show me evidence if you have any against me, is because SPVs, those companies he had set up by himself, had placeholder directors. So nothing could ever be traced back to him directly. That's why Atiku is always confident about corruption allegations. But it also forced me to begin to investigate deeper, the man that I was serving at the time. Listen to the conversation between me and him.
Sir.
Yeah, Mike.
Yes, sir.
How can you ask me what is SPV?
I don't know what SPV is, and I need to be sure before I start arguing with these people.
SPV is a special purpose vehicle. In other words, is a company they incorporate to carry out certain, activities.
Okay, sir.
You see, what happened was when we came into, the office, and I advised the president against, open corruption.
Yes, sir.
I told him, I said, give me 3 people you trust.
Yes, sir.
And I will prepare 3 companies for which they will be the subscribers, or rather the directors.
Okay, sir.
So that, if there is any contract that we give, they will act like consultants,
yes.
And then they are giving a fee.
Yes,
and
sir.
that fee is what we now use, to fund the party instead of, engaging open. So he gave me the names of Fashawe, Andy Uba, and the late this guy, from Borno State who died in that plane crash. Trying to the three of them.
Okay, sir.
So I now incorporated companies and I put them as subscribers.
Yes, sir.
And one of the companies was Marine Floats.
Yes, sir.
So when this governor sent a donation to the party, now he sent it to Marine Floats. So it was paid into Marine Float.
Yes, sir.
And one of the subscribers of Marine Float was Otumba Fashe. That account was very well investigated by EFCC to see whether, there was any vision. They found out that there was nothing.
Yes, sir.
So that was where the 100 million went to. It did not go to Atiku Abubakar. It went to Marine Float. And Marine Float was an SPV, special purpose vehicle, created, as a consulting company. So
okay, sir.
that was the way I handled it.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So that was what I briefly tried to explain to you. No money was given to Atiku Abubakar.
it's okay. These people, as the time draws closer, they keep coming up with a lot of issues, and one needs to be able to have a few facts to be countering them immediately. Yes, sir. No problem, sir. I will tackle him later tonight. They should go and check. The money was not paid to Atiku Abubakar. The money was paid to a company called Marine Float. Marine Float, yes, sir.
Yes, which and Marine Float was one of those three companies,
Yes, sir.
So,
he did state categorically that you own Marine Float.
I never owned. There is no way I can own Marine Float. Let them go and check the certificate of incorporation or articles of association to find out whether I own Marine Float.
Okay, sir. That's all. That's all. No problem, sir. Thank you so much, Daddy. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Atiku Abubakar. And I think that's one of the reasons why Obasanjo said if he should have supported Atiku in 2007, knowing what he knew about Atiku, honestly, God, even his own conscience will not blah, blah, blah forgive him. Atiku was a very, very good crook. But did you notice something? That this guy was Atiku's aide. And somehow, he chose to record Atiku's voice. And God knows how many of these criminals, right, who have their supposed vuvuzelas lying to you every day about how good their intentions are for you. Okay? So somebody said, wow, you recorded his voice. For what? How many did you record? He said, I have a lot. A lot. Confession to corruption, that all this while, people around Atiku have been going to jail. Some of them have been making deals in Nigeria, outside Nigeria. And all of this while, Atiku is still, always loaded with billions and billions to run for president every 4 years since 2007. But he loves you. He loves Nigeria. He wants to unite Nigeria. He wants to recover Nigeria, blah, 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 blah. And there are young people, old men and women that believe them. They sold everything truly. Well, it seems that the deal is off. For those who are doubting, the guy actually, according to this letter, he indeed worked for Atiku. Sure you get. So he was appointed officially to work for Atiku. That's his name, Michael Achimugu. So, and he said, if anything happened to him, if they kill him, his lawyers will release more information. You know what I mean? To stop Atiku from being your president. But somebody passed the message to Dino Keneri Melaye. That's Keneri Dino. And his own response is just, as usual, a jester.
Which kind media aid? Media aid for where? Media aid. Where is appointment letter? Let him tell us one publication that he made on behalf of Atiku Abubakar. I know they talk to all these small 419 Yahoo boys where they look for something. And you know, he's looking for attention, collected small money from body loan. One country they stop us. My friend, get out of this place, Harry. Let me talk on serious matter. Rubbish.
That is a canary dino. That's he was out there, it's just this one night looking for something. Where is his appointment letter? Where is his publication for Atiku? Well, I think this is his appointment letter once again, right? Except if it is fake. So this is his appointment letter, as well as any other one. Yeah, another one here, which is signed by Atiku's son, Muhammad Abubakar. And I think it was the same Muhammad that signed this too. Oh, no, sorry, somebody else. Dokwesi. So a lot is going on around Atiku right now. As Atiku was on his way to London, Dokwesi, Raymond Dokwesi, the dark communication, Ray Power, dark communication, AIT. Dokwesi was on his way to London. From the eyewitness, so they said, immediately the plane was hovering around, over London. To land in London, the pilot said, ladies and gentlemen, passengers, we want you to remain in your seats because there's going to be a police operation on this aircraft. So we want you to remain in your seats, and the police are going to come on board in a moment until they are done. For waiting now, so police entered the plane. And they started asking for who is Raymond Dokwesi. Raymond Dokwesi, seat number 23. Raymond Dokwesi, seat number 28. And so they carried Dokwesi in handcuff, everything, drag him out of the plane. Waiting they happen now. Somebody came out. They decided to say, if you have been looking for, on this same Atiku, a lot of people have gone to jail. No joke. For America, Jefferson is in jail. Jennifer, Atiku's wife in America, was in jail. Is she still in jail? I should have done my homework. But anyway, $42 million of Atiku's money was being ferried away by Jennifer, Atiku, Abubakar. So, Atiku, they said he's not feeling well. On his way to London from Dubai, and he probably was to meet all his crew. Unfortunately, he won't be meeting them all at once. Ekwere Madu is still in London. Some people have started joking. Maybe Dokwesi and Ekwere Madu will meet. I said, Papa, calm down. Dokwesi own, if he has to do with money. Ekwere Madu own is fatherly love and Nigeria corruption. You know what I mean? That they could do whatever they want that has kept him in jail. Ekwere Madu don't take for that place now for like about 7 months or 8 months now. So people are now joking. Maybe Dokwesi and Ekwere Madu, they will be reading the result of the 2023 election. They will be reading that on their phones in prison. I don't know about that. Okay. But however, Atiku says he is not sick. In fact, I think I had a clip where Canary Dino was to show you that look at the man where they talk say sicko, but guess what? Just like Kolu, I feel like when they want to shoot Atiku's video up close, they always shoot about 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 15 seconds, or 20 seconds. But you can even tell in it and say this one is older than Kolu, but they want to prove to you that he's not sick. Canary Dino, what do you think?
Yes. That's my daddy, the next president.
I'm in between these two.
Why are they calling them? Why are they all calling them our daddy? Daddy. You know, our daddy, you know what I mean? It reeks of hypocrisy. You know, the usual, the typical Nigerians putting up a face, a facade, show off, just making up appearances. But did you see that? They are always like keeping the camera away. Show us everything. We are in digital age today. Somebody said he can't wait for Wike's episode. Mr. Taiwo Oladele, even with a Wike right now, it seemed that everybody is being cautious. It was in Ibadan. And they couldn't tell them that, listen, don't vote for Atiku. We are going to tell you who to vote for. But they said, that one. As it is, we are all waiting. The drama is still ahead anyway. But talking about 2023, Kolu and Bokwari, they were both out today in Yola, Atiku's state, where reluctant Bokwari was there. And apart from, people actually say he was reluctantly, adopting Tifnumbu instead of him to now say, vote for APC from top to bottom. From top to bottom. He didn't do that. Let me take you to Yola. What happened in Yola today? I think it was, I don't know, it doesn't matter. Somebody arrived first in Yola. But this is Bokwari's arrival. So that was Bokwari arriving. Then Kolu also arrived. Let me see if I still have that clip of Kolu's arrival in Yola. So it was like the arrival of the who is who. Bokwari is in town. Sai barbarians are always going to be out. And according to Pastor Adeboye, you gather. Or I pay, you gather. Another person come, he pay, you gather. I think for the first time, they felt like they wish, Bokwari has been following them everywhere, the same way he promised. But he didn't. But anyway, Kolu's arrival. So that means you can see all the private jets, governors, business one, all of that. So eventually they had to take a convoy into town of Yola. Anyway, it's just convoy of cars, okay? Them going. And then at the venue, I mean, as usual, rowdy noise and all of that. I mean,
today, it is the day of Adamawa. We are proving out in Yoruba. We are saying it's not men only. We have the people women. First, you say the boys.
you see the part where some people are like facing the other side and all of that, but it was just what it was. And there are more. Look at this one.
Our presidential candidate is also a former governor. I don't want courage to fail me, otherwise I would have gone all the way to the top. But I will stop here. Yes, I would have gone all the way to the top. In fact, our national chairman is a former governor, but I will stop there. Baba me Mongoro. Hey. Yau mun kira kowa. Ga baba mai mangoro sai albarkaci taro kafin yi magana. Baba, oyoyo, baba, oyoyo, baba, baba. APC, APC, Nigeria, Nigeria, Adamawa, Adamawa. Gaisuwa. Allah cika mana burin mu na alheri. Allah sa abin da muka kawo mu zama mun samu nasara a kai. Mu dai alamomi da kawo mana.
I mean, it's always like prayer and shouting and bala bulu bulu bala bala nonsense. People get paid and they leave. That's the deal, okay? And that's how these clowns, they just show up, display, turn around, shout, Baba, oyoyo, say Baba, oyoyo, say Buhari, say Tinubu, say this or that, and that's it. Everybody disperse and go your way. Go and face your poverty, something like this. Abike doing what do you call it? Abike overdue. Hi. At least if Kolu become president, Abike will no longer be chased out of uncompleted building in Abuja, where she is managing to act as somebody who has an office. By pandemic, it's a pandemic. You know that story? That Abike started crying everywhere on social media. It's a pandemic, just belittled. Come on, my friend, get out of here. Well, once Kalu become president, Abike is likely going to become a minister too. So you see the likes of it's a pandemic and the rest. Abike will then show them and show what the true bigotry, waiting true bigotry mean. They go learn them. So the mama did overdo. Also hard, also tough. But let me tell you something. After the old fanfare and the rest, this also happened. And you'll be wondering, how? Why? I mean, look at those people. It was a very successful Matonra. This happened immediately. APC, Egbekegbe left.
Nigeria said that.
Unfortunately, those guys may be part of those who collected money. That's why I said, that's why when Baba Kintoye, Baba Adeboye said, Pastor Adeboye said, it is actually a job for so many young people right now. When when it comes to political rallies here and there, that is some people's survivor money this time that they are facing hell in Nigeria. Those guys may be part of those who collected money. But the job is done. They are gonna be, hey, Dangaba, June Gaba, Dambaba, Damboroba, June Gaba, or whatever. That was what happened in Adamawa. On to the next one. But before we get to what happened in Asaba, where the obedient, as usual, they are what? They are showing off. They continue to remind us that it is not just social media. This is not just social media. This is not just about us not getting PVC and all of that stuff. They are more serious, they say. But the man that they are rooting for was on the hot seats, captured, or the Channels Television's town hall meeting, where Obi and his own vice were on the hot seat, answering questions, both physically, those who are there, and online. And I think he did the same thing today, this morning, at Brekete family, before he flew to Delta State, Asaba. I'll tell you the story of Delta State, Asaba, about the obedient before we wrap it up tonight. However, he was on the hot seat and they were asking him questions. Before I get to that, remember that guy that said that, Atiku's aide, former aide, that is bringing out this scandal, right? And, Keneri Melaye said, is just a 419, blah, 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 blah. Well, the guy has responded and he's promised that, don't worry, I get a lot. So it may just be like, he said, this is part one. So he responded to Dino just before we go to Channels Television, where Obi and Dati were answering questions on some major things. And you can have that time and watch if you like. And then there's actually a part where Dati cried. You know why? He said, simply because he's running to be a vice president of Nigeria, that the level of attack that he has received, including the attack and abuses on his own father, who died 30-something years ago. We'll get to that part anyway. The guy said, Dino, I wasn't talking to you.
So, Dino Melaye, the eternal clown, a child in an adult body, the court jester of the Atiku dynasty, is a person being sent to malign me. So of course, opportunity for drama, wear your Christmas suit, sit in a vehicle, and then try to make light of serious issues. So it's okay. But when I issued the warning yesterday, it wasn't for effect's sake. I meant what I said. Some comments regardless. I meant everything I said. And because of you who has refused to heed that warning, Dino Melaye, I am going to tomorrow release my affidavit so that my lawyers and the general public can use it for legal purposes. And I had initially intended, having listened to a few elders yesterday, to stop at episode 1. But because of you, what you have done, there will be episode 2, there will be episode 3, there will be episode 4, and a whole lot more coming ahead. As for your uninformed challenge to me to provide some letter of appointment, well, there's some up there for you to read. Based on my already existing personal and professional relationship with AA, these appointments were made proper. You can see the one signed by High Chief Dopesi. You can see the one by Atiku's son. When it comes to articles, nobody in this world wrote a higher number of articles about your principal than I did. Nobody comes close even. So I don't even need to answer that. You don't even know me. And so you come out based on some, and then call me a Yahoo boy, which is okay. Everybody gets called. Nobody in Nigeria has gotten called a 4-star more than your principal. More than your principal. So yeah, from tomorrow, Dino Melaye, because of you, this just got worse.
Voila. Is it voila just start to. So everybody stay tuned. Oh, and me, your diary, the Geo here. I will keep the track and keep the record. Let's go to the Channels Television organized town hall meeting where Obi and Dati were on seats. This should excite the obedient, shouldn't it? And at the same time give you a perspective of the man that is now their leading presidential candidate in Nigeria. It seems